Hello, guys. So I'm so excited because I figured out how to zap information that people put into your Groove pages, aka your funnel, into Zoom. So what is Zap? So Zap is like a really powerful tool. So basically, Zap is a tool where it's like the intermediary. It's like you can say it's like kind of like a glue where it glues together two softwares. Okay, so a lot of people use ClickFunnels with it as well because there's only so much you can integrate into ClickFunnels, and I guess it's the same with GrooveFunnels, right? So what I'm going to do is trying to show you that if you're running a webinar funnel, you can now use GrooveFunnels, use Zap to zap the information from Groove forms into Zoom. Okay, so I'm going to show that to you today. So go into your dashboard and go to Groove Pages. Okay, so I'm going to find a form that has already been created, and I'm going to start from scratch. So I have already built this form here and it works. Okay, and this is the form right here. Okay, let's just delete that because we're going to test it in a second. So I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to set a brand new one here. So this particular one here has been set up as a direct integration from Groove to MailChimp. The problem with doing that is that once you use up that integration, you're just sending it to MailChimp and that's it. You're not doing anything else with it. What if you want to send it to Zoom and you also want to sell it to MailChimp? So I think that Zap is pretty powerful in that sense. So if you're just doing a simple email, that's fine. You can use MailChimp. But what I want to do, I want to send information that's entered here once into Zoom and another one into MailChimp. So how do you do that, right? So what you do is you essentially delete this because that's currently, you can see it's MailChimp. So we are going to get rid of it. There we are. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Elements. We are going to find a form, drag the form in here. Okay, so you can see it's an empty form container. So then what you do is you look, input label is basically what you want to label it as at the top, but I don't need that because I'm just going to put the name inside the box itself, like in here. So what I mean by that is like, see how this one here, I'm going to have that. So there's no point repeating information at the top here. So that is what input label is. So I don't need that. So I need one box for name and another one for email. So I'm going to drag another input one here. Okay. So now it's looking a bit ugly because it's right on top of each other, right? So what you do is you go to up here and you go divider, drag in here. So you divide the two boxes. Now, I lost this thing up here earlier where I deleted it. So what I can do is I could use input label and put it up here. And you could say something along the lines of, maybe I don't want that. Maybe what I want is I want to get some text, maybe. Maybe I'll go heading. Yeah. So that's what I can do. I can go heading, and then I go claim your copy below, or something like that, right? So what I also need to do is I need to go back to elements. I need a button. So the way it works is, see how I've dragged in an empty form. So we're just putting things into that one form. Okay. So in that form, I put in 2 boxes, one's for the name and one for the email. And what I want also to do to put into that form is a submit button. And again, this submit button is at the bottom. It's stuck together. I want to make it look nicer. So I want to put something like that. The divider. Okay. So as you can see here, it's looking kind of all right, but you don't want that there, right? So I click onto it. I go down, transparency. I'm going to make it 100%. So it's now transparent, right? And then I click a submit button here, and I want it to go a bit bigger. So I change it to PX. PX means you can pretty much drag and make it the same size as the box above, so it looks neat. Then what you can do is you could click on this box here, and you want to configure it. And input ID. So input ID is, I guess we want to collect name first, right? Now, very careful with this one, right? You cannot put, this is what will be sent over to Zoom. So input ID, input name has to be lowercase. I don't know why. It just have to be lowercase. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. And this is just what is shown. So I just go name, so that it's fine. Or you could say first name. That's fine as well, right? Update, and then you see that first name comes up, first preference. Then this one here, click onto it. Then you go email, email, email. Okay, so that's what happens. Now, the last thing you need to do is we need to link it to the Zap, right? So what we need to do is we click onto that, and it sees how click onto the big box, so the whole form, not the individual input, but the whole form. And see how it says integration. So I want an integration. Now see how it's nil. Now see how I've created these two. So I'm going to show you how to create this, and I'll create one that says Zapier Zoom 2 test. Okay, so I'm going to create a brand new one. So I'm not going to use that because I want to come back and I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to save this down, and I'll be back. All right, saving it down. All right, okay. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to go into here. I'm going to set up my integration. See how I've got those 2 zaps here already. So I'm going to set up a new one so that I can show you exactly how to do it. Add integration type. See how you can, I keep scrolling down and it just wouldn't go down. Obviously, they're fixing that. It's just a bit of a usability. So what you do is you go view, zoom out, and go out, out, out. And see, Zap's here. So you click on that, and you go name. So I want to call this Zap Zoom Test 2 so that you can remember it. Number 2, update. So there it is. That's the one we're doing together. Okay, add. Okay, it's all good now. Then what I want to do is view, go back to enter full actual size. Okay, back to normal. Then what we do is we exit. Okay, then what we do then is we go back into the form here, right here. That was our form. Configure. So if you get a bit confused where to click, you can always click on the field inside. You can see this is not the box you want to go to. There's an arrow there. So you say you want to go to the next level. You click the next level. Then it goes to, it looks like it's going into this other box. So what I'll do is click it out and click next to it. So you know it's actually this box, right? Then you see how it says form container. Configure, integration. Yep. Yep. And then which integration are you after? See, it's now here, Zap Zoom Test 2. So that's what we are sending. We're telling Zap that that's the one we are going to communicate with Zap with, okay? Zap. So it's going to send everything to this Zoom's Test 2 integration. This is the redirect link. So this one, I'm not going to cover it here, but I'm going to leave it as none. But generally, you either send them to a thank you page, a URL, or whatever you want to send them to. So I'm going to leave that there. Update. Okay, so that now works. Okay, so far we've created the form, we've linked it up, we've created, we've renamed it so that the input names is lowercase, first name and email, the submit button, and just let's have a look. This has nothing to configure. Configure button, submit has to always be submit, not reset. Okay, so those 3 fields we've done. We've also done the whole container where we want it to go. We are integrating it with number 2, the Zoom number 2, test 2. Then the next thing you want to do is go to Zap. Okay, so Zap, we're going to make a new Zap so I can show you exactly what I'm doing. Now, before we go to Zap, I'm assuming that you guys know how to set up a Zoom webinar. So I can go to your Zoom. Okay, my account. Okay. So you would have your own webinar. So my next upcoming webinar is this one here, right? So leave that there. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a new Zap. Now I've already logged in from Zap to GrooveFunnels. If it's your first time linking in Groove, they will ask you to log in. And you're going to put in the same password you use to log into GrooveFunnels before you can go to the next step. So for me, I'm looking for Groove. I'm looking to link up Groove. So there we are, Groove. Now, it didn't ask me to log in because I've already logged in previously. But for you, if it's the first time, it will ask you to log in to Groove through a pop-up. Okay. So GrooveFunnels, new form submission. The trigger event is if there's someone that fills in the form, it's a new form. Then we go continue. Okay. And then, all right. So what are we integrating? It says choose value. See how this all those zaps I created, all those individual ones? Well, I'm telling Zap to go to GrooveFunnels to zap this one. This is the one I set up with you, right? So this is the one. We're going to choose that one. That's the one we did together. Then we continue. And let's test the trigger to make sure it works and it's communicating. It said found data. So see how this data, it's like jumbled up. It's got nothing in there. Sometimes they may or may not happen to you. But we click onto there, load more, and you see that others will come out as well. Load more. And it looks like it didn't come through. Interesting. Okay. Well, it's a good thing this happened. So there's another step. The reason it's basically saying it can't find any data. So what we need to do is, and it's a good thing I'm showing you this because you'll probably get to this and you realize why it's not working. Well, we set up the form, right? All is well, but there is nothing to suck in from that integration. So what we need to do is go to here. See how this is still the old one. So we're going to press refresh. And it should refresh. No, it's not because I didn't publish. Let's publish. Go back to here. Keep refreshing. Really? Take that slow. Oops, it's probably logged me out. That's why. Let's go back in. I'm pretty sure I saved. Let's see here. Did I save? Yes, I did. And we're going to publish. Okay. Yep. It's saved. Then we go to here. Let's see whether that worked. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to put my name, Davina Test 2, or let's call Davina Zoom Test 2. We're going to put an email. Let's put this email here, davinaDaily.com. Submit. successfully sent. It means you've linked it up correctly. So now we've sent data into that integration called Zoom 2, right? So then what we do is we go back into here. We go back a step because we want the thing to refresh. Then we go back to customize data. And then we go, yep, this is the one. We've just sent data there. Find the data. Load more. And ta-da, it's there. Zoom test 2, but the email didn't come through, which is kind of strange. Okay. All right. So why didn't the email come through? All right. Give me 1 second while I try and figure this out. Okay. All right, guys, so I think I know why. So let's just try it here. And look, it's great I'm making these mistakes in front of you. That way you know where common mistakes could happen. So I went back into this form here, okay, where we created. First name, let's have a look here. Name, first name. Remember I said lowercase and it's there. But when we go to the email, it's not updated. That's because I didn't press update. This is what happens. So what I want to do is I want to put lowercase email, and big case email, update. Okay. All right. And then we're going to save. Make sure you save your work. And we're going to try again. Okay. We are going to now publish. Okay. Okay. So let's try again. Go back into this page, refresh. Okay. So what we're going to do, refresh again, just for one last time, just to make sure. All right, so I'm going to go Davina test 3. How about that? So we know. So we're going to go try that again. hello@davinadaily.com. Submit. Okay, so just remember we're saying test 3 is the name and hello@davina.daily. Okay, so that's cool. Then we go back to, this. Remember how I'm going to go back a step? And then I'm going to go to customize data, Zoom test 2. That's the one I want. Then I go to find data. And this time this load more because it's going to be come through as data C. There you go. Ta-da! Name and email is there. So it works. So I'm going to use data C3. I'm telling it when there's a name, it's that. Its email is that. Continue. Okay. Then what we want to do is, what are you zapping it with? We're going to go to Zoom. Then we're going to create a webinar registration. Continue. Then we are going to, I've already logged into Zoom. So if it's the first time, you probably have to log into Zoom so that you can connect the two. Then it's going to say, what is your upcoming webinar? So for me, it's that one. Email type. So you got to choose which one. So that's email. Then first name is this one. Yep. So you're telling Zoom the information collected, what's email, what's name. Continue. And what we do is you can either test and continue or skip test, but I'm going to skip test because I'm actually going to test it anyway. Turn it on. Good to go. And this is Judgment Day. Okay. So what we're going to do, so everything seems to be, see, has a tick and a tick. It's good to go. Done editing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to send that thing again, and I'm going to show you that it's not here, but when I resend that information, it's going to show up, right? Okay. So let's see here. Magic will happen. All right, let's just send. Successfully sent. So Zap should be working in the background and something is going to happen in Zoom. Let's refresh this one. And there we go. It's 2. Let's go edit. Okay. So then you're going to think, right, how do I do it that I can actually send the information I put here into, it's now going to Zoom, but what if I want to send it to MailChimp or ActiveCampaign? So what you have to do, remember what this is called? This is called number 2, right? Now that the name of the name of the integration that we set up, this one here, right? Integration. So the name of that form of Zapier integration is Zap Zoom Test 2. So what you need to do is just go back into Zap, and what you're saying is, and you make a new Zap. So you're doing the same thing, setting up another groove where you're telling it to click back into it. And you know what? You can actually replicate and copy this same one. And instead of linking it to Zoom, you link it to something else. So see how I've told it, yep, new form submission, choose the account, customize the data. So the data, I want everything from that Zap Zoom Test 2. That is the name of the form. Okay, that's the name of the form. This is Zap 2. That's the name of the form here. And that form, anything that goes in there, tells it to Zap, to Zoom, and then I can replicate this whole thing again, another one, and do another Zap. Same thing up here, but this I'm going to Zap it to MailChimp. So you could like do several of the same Zap, and this same form will send it to like as many integration as you want. And then the form up here, you can do the same thing. You just link this up, the integration also to Zap 2. So so that the form here all goes into this same integration, this one here. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. You can see that it actually works. So really, if you have a webinar funnel, you're basically ready to go. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye.
Hey guys, well hopefully you enjoyed the last YouTube video on how to use GrooveFunnels. So my name is Davina and I'll be sharing with you a series of Groove videos on how to use it, okay? So I'll be learning along the way. So I'll be sharing you my real life experience on using GrooveFunnels. And if you already have a GrooveFunnel, great, subscribe to the channel and I'll be sharing more and more videos with you. Now, if you don't have a GrooveFunnels account, it's free. So click the link below. The link is below that we're provided. That's my affiliate link. It's an account where you can get for free. Promise. Go to that link and you see that is a free lifetime access account that you could do everything that I've just shared with you on the video for free. All right. I'll see you soon. Bye.